Hey guys, good morning. It's me, Pam, Miss 58. I wanted to say good morning to you guys. Don't have any plans today. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna be piddling around the house for the most part. Just getting tied up some more cleaning little projects I'm in the process of working on. So I've already went ahead, had the morning shower out of the way. But anyway, I figure, it's gonna be a simple everyday look anyway. So I figure, if I'm gonna come on here and do a simple everyday look, I'm like, why not do it and come by and talk to you guys? Let me first acknowledge anybody that's new stopping by the channel. I appreciate you stopping by and thank you for that. For those that are reoccurring, welcome back. So before we get started, let me go ahead and put some chapstick on, honey. Because like I said, honey, sister girl is just getting out of the shower and the face and lips are dry. Okay. So before I get into anything, guys, I want to go ahead and apply my bio oil. This stuff is really good too. I learned, and it's been out for years. You know how you tend to use something years prior and then it didn't dawn on you until years later. Well, you'd be like, Dad, I used to use that. Yeah, well, that's what kind of situation this is for me. So I'm gonna just massage a little bit. You see it in my hands, and I'm gonna massage this over my face because, like I said, my face is definitely dry, and I always like to apply this on the skin first, so it'll help to absorb in my pores. Because honey, keeping the face moisturized, especially for us mature girls, it makes all the difference in the world on your makeup look. And besides, keeping your skin moisturized is something that you should do every day anyway. Um, so I just apply very little because it don't take much. And but you guys, it's real simple. A few drops a day. Don't take much more than that. You can have this bottle for a long time. Um, so I'm gonna massage the rest of it in my hands and on my elbow. Although I have applied moisturizer, skin moisturizer in those areas. So I had washed my hair, by the way, in the shower, and I took the liberty of went ahead and got it molded for it to dry. Um, Again, like I said, I have no intentions on stepping out or going anywhere. So I decided, you know what? If I don't decide not to curl it at all, it'll look fine in its molded state. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, that's also been a oldie but goodie, some years ago, like the bio oil. I'm gonna take, you know what? Before I tell you guys that, let me go ahead and apply this other moisturizer I use over top of the bio oil. Okay, and I use very little of this as well. It don't take much, and this is by the company. Oh, I don't know, but it's anyway. It's Glam Glow right here. I received this in my BoxyCharm box. And it's been really good. It's been really, really good. And I applied that over the bio oil just for a little extra moisture into the skin. And I really pay more focus and more attention on the under eye area. Honey, like I said, Miss Pam is dealing with mature skin here. And, I don't want it to look like I'm in my 20s or 30s, even though there's nothing wrong with that. But whenever I make my face up or do my makeup, I don't want to have to worry about any creasing lines. Now, I do have, some hyperpigmentation, of course, under the eye, but we're going to take care of that too. So now that the moisturizer is on, my face feels so much better. It don't feel dry or itchy, as we know when things can be a little dry. That's the first telltale sign of your skin being dry, feel like it's pulling. Okay, now what I was going to tell you guys about this product here, another old schooler, was the Calamine lotion. Okay, now I don't. Of course, people been using this for ever in the day, seem like, as a primer. Now, I don't use this over the entire face as a primer. I just use this basically, I apply very little under the eye area. I'm taking just a random flat brush here. And this is a brush I've been having for a long time. I think it's by Eco. And I just apply very little, just a couple of drops on the brush, as you can see there. And I just apply this under the eye area, right where the hyperpigmentation is. Now, I don't go completely under the eye, just right where you see me tapping this product into the skin right there. And the reason why I don't go too close up under the eye because the foundation, rather the concealer, will do the rest of the work for me. So that's the reason why I said I only apply it here and not over the entire face. And I lightly tap this into place. And when I tell you guys, when I first, did this on a trial run basis, it made such a huge difference in how my makeup upholds up under the skin. I mean, up under the eye area. Because I generally don't have a problem anywhere else on my face. It's just, all about camouflaging my hyperpigmentation. So with that being said, while that little area is drying, and I let that area dry while I work on my brows. Now, let me say this. Now, the reason too why I like using the Calamine lotion under the eye area too is because not only does it set that area for me in camouflage, helps to minimize my hyperpigmentation. That's the word I was looking for. It's better than applying an actual color corrector of some sort because this is lightweight and very thin and it still gives me the light salmony color that I'm looking for, to counteract my hyperpigmentation. So that all I pretty much needed. So without feeling like my under eye area is heavily saturated with makeup products. And when you do that, a disaster waiting to happen for a lot of under eye creasing. And that's what I don't want. So, while this calamine lotion, again, is drying under the eye, we're going to go ahead and take care of the brows. And like I said again, we're keeping it simple. I need to reshape my brows, but I know when I do, which is coming soon, I'm going to wait and I'm purposely letting them grow out like you see them because I'm going to show you guys how I do that on mature skin. Uh, so we're going to go ahead and define these brows. This is just a random pencil that I'm using that I get from my local beauty supply place. Now, if you guys see me looking down, please forgive me. My mirror is right here. So now on this side over here, you probably can see me defining the brow a little bit better. But I go in with a light hand, and my tail end of my brows are fairly sparse. And that's pretty much where I do most of the filling in at, with the exception of underlining the brows. And I make, very light strokes at the beginning of my brows, as you can see here. But I try to keep everything, fairly simple, and I don't want them harsh looking. So I go back in with my spoolie, and I'm going to help to distribute that brow product, that brow pencil throughout my brows. And since I didn't apply much of the pencil, it's not going to take much to evenly distribute. Excuse me. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, very flat brush here, and Wet n Wild one. I have a bunch of random brushes. So anyway, I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna take my favorite, one of my favorite concealers. This is by the company L. I'm gonna use this to define my brows. And I use the light hand going underneath the brow, and I take that brush and bring the product down. a little bit. And if you guys could hear any noise or anything, I'm sitting here and I have my window open just to get some fresh air in the house. Again, I'm bringing the product down after I defined underneath the brow. Okay, now after I do that, and I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to blend that in. Okay, now that the brows are done, for the most part, um, usually I would go in with a primer to go over the entire face. But since I'm not going anywhere and this is just going to be a simple, nothing major, everyday look, I'm not going to bother the food with that. So, with a primer all over the face. So I'm just going to go in with some foundation. And this is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour fresh wear foundation here. And this is in the shade 510. And so I'm going to, take the same flat foundation brush I used for the primer under the eye. And I'm just going to distribute a bit of that on the brush. I want this look to be as simple as possible. And that's just to brush some of the foundation over top of the brow. So I'm going to take my trusty Real Techniques body sponge, body blender, and I'm going to blend this foundation in. Now, in the process of blending this in, as you guys heard me mention already before, I don't go directly under the eye. Just like I did with the Calamine lotion as a primer, I just go only so far under the eye to help blend that product, the foundation product out. And again, like I said, it didn't need much. Okay, guys. Now that that's done, I'm going to go in with that same concealer that I used, the e.l.f. concealer, to define my brows. Go ahead and use this to conceal under the eyes. When I say I use very little product, I generally use very little. And I'm only going into the bridge of my nose and on the chin. Okay, so I'm going to take my trusted sponge and blend this out. But first, let me go ahead and get my setting powder ready. So that way I can set it um, once I get it blended out without worrying about getting any creases. So I'm going to go ahead and evenly distribute filler and light tapping motions under the eye. Never swipe under the eye. Now the concealer is looking just the way I want it to look under the eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and set that. And I use very little powder when setting my concealer so that way it won't leave my under eye looking cakey. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, the next thing I want to do is go in with some setting powder, not setting powder, face powder, excuse me. And I'm going in with my Milani. And I'm pretty sure this is in the shade Warm 109. Yeah, Warm 109. So I'm just going to dust this lightly over the face. Okay, just as simple. Like I said, the face don't need a whole lot on it. Um, Again, I'm not planning on going out of the house today. But in the event, if I do, at least I'm looking like I put forth the effort. I'm going to go in with some bronzing powder by Black Radiance. Okay, then I'm going to go over that with a little blush. I'm going to go back with that face powder was using by Milani. And I'm going to go down the sides of my nose just with a little light um, shade of color. I don't want my nose to be too defined, but at least I wanted to not look like this. My face is all one structure. And just very little. That's all it takes, just very little. Now, let's get into these eyes a little bit. Okay, so this time I'm going in with a little lighter concealer by Too Faced. Going this way. And I think this is in the shade medium tan. And I'm going to apply a little of this over the lid just to counteract the hyperpigmentation on my eyelid. And again, very little of this as well. And I'm going to use my finger to blend this out. I'm blending this out to mix with what I have already applied under the brow. Now once I got that blended out, I'm going back in with my setting powder and I'm going to set that. Okay. Now that the eyelids are set, we are ready for a little color. And today I'm going to go into my Ofra palette that I received in my BoxyCharm box for the month of January. As you could tell, I have not used this palette yet. It's just pretty. And I've seen good things on just a couple of channels I've seen on YouTube, of course. So I'm going to go in with a nice little blending brush. And like I said, we're going for a simple everyday look, so it don't have to be nothing too over the top or major. Because I'm actually doing pretty much like a transitional shade, if you will. And that's going to be the extent of the eye look. Like I said, I'm not stepping out, so we're keeping the eye look very simple. And we're just distributing this color all the way through the transitioning area. Like I said, nothing major, just adding a little color on the eye. Now, I do like how pigmented the colors are. So, that's pretty much all I'm going to do for the eyes. And I'm definitely going to use this palette again very soon and create an eyeshadow look for you guys. Okay, now that I've already put a little color on the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and prep my lashes. And these are just some simple lashes by Salon Perfect. Of course, that you can find at any Walmart because that's the only place I've found them to be sold. I like the sparse look, so I prefer rather not to have lashes that's too heavy. Because I'm dealing with hooded eyes, I don't want the heaviness of the lash to weigh my eyelid down, or for my eyelid to look like it's being heavily weighed down. So, I do like the Salon Perfects, and plus, they give you more of a more natural, sparse uh, look without being too much. And while the lashes are getting tacky, I'm going to go over my eyelashes with a little mascara by Milk Cosmetics. And I'm just cleaning off um, the excess so the mascara wand won't look so clumpy. Mascara is on. Let's go ahead and apply these lashes. And for the most part, I generally use my fingers. It's just easier for me that way to apply my lashes. I love how simple these lashes are and give you a more natural look with your lashes. Heavier lashes They're pretty and all, but they just not for this old girl. Okay, lashes are on. Okay, hopefully the eyes look just fine. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face with some setting spray. And this too is, I got in my Boxerton box for the month of January, and it's the Tarte um, Maracuja Miracle Mist setting spray. I have used this already and fell in love with it right off in the beginning because the spray is very fine. It's like a light mist, and it's nothing heavy that leaves blotches on the face. So, this here is a win-win. And it helps too, like I said, to get rid of any of the powdery look. Okay, guys, so the only thing left to do, because I don't bother to put any shadow or anything, for the most part anyway, under the eyelid. So the only thing left for me to do, going in with a light pencil, a brown pencil. And I think these are some I got from Amazon, but I've had it for quite a while, so I'm in between pencil shades. So I can't even be honest with you, tell you how many came with it or anything like that. So this can also be used, I see here, as an eyeshadow slash eyeliner and lip liner. So it's like a 3-in-1. You know how good is that? So let's go ahead and define these lips. It's very creamy. I love it. Straight to the point without pulling or tugging on the lips. Now, I got two shades here, and again, I got these from my local beauty supply. One is in a natural nude color, and the other one is a natural color. So I'm gonna do a little mixture of both, and they both are matte shades. I prefer a matte lip, and I'm using very little of each color. And with the both of them together, they blend out to make the best um, color option for my lips. So now the face is complete. You guys let me know what you think. I will make sure I leave everything that I used in the description box below. Um, so don't you guys forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Miss Pam do have a Instagram page, and it's under Miss 58. So stop by whenever you get the chance, and and shoot your girl a holler, a shout out over there. And so, with that being said, I wanted to thank you guys for continuing to watch me finish this video, hoping it wasn't too boring for you. So with that being said, I don't want to continue to ramble and get on you guys' nerves with me doing too much talking. So I'm going to leave you guys on a good note with that. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Okay? You guys stay blessed. Bye, guys.